accept that matter is nothing more than numbers, that numbers themselves define matter, and therefore the whole of the material universe. Thousands of years ago, Pythagoras stated that all is number. Math itself is what the universe is made of. And what is volume? All of geometry begins with a point. A point is dimensionless. It is zero-dimensional, just like a photon. If materialists insist on denying the existence of immaterial objects, and they define material objects as having volume, then they must deny the existence of photons. No wonder they're not enlightened. They don't believe that light exists. A point, extended in one dimension, becomes a line. A line is one-dimensional. A line extended in two dimensions becomes a plane. An example would be a circle. A circle is two-dimensional. It has area, but not volume. A plane, extended into three dimensions, gives us three-dimensional space. This is where cubes, spheres, and other objects, defined by volume, exist. So according to materialists, only what is defined by volume exists. But volume is defined by planes, which aren't material and therefore don't exist. And planes are defined by lines, which aren't material and therefore don't exist. And lines are defined by points, which aren't material and therefore don't exist. So if they want to define matter in this way, then I've demonstrated mathematically that matter is immaterial. A cube is the extension of a two-dimensional square into three dimensions. A square is an extension of a one-dimensional line segment into two dimensions. And a line segment is the extension of a zero-dimensional point into one dimension. Everything is made of dimensionless points, zeros, which are immaterial, immeasurable, and therefore don't exist according to materialism. It turns out the universe was created out of nothing after all. Scientists, philosophers, and theologians all struggle with the riddle of how something can come from nothing. The answer is simple when posed in mathematical terms. Something can't come from nothing, but everything can. Mathematically, nothing is zero. If we agree that the universe is made up of numbers, then to create the universe out of nothing is to create all numbers out of zero. I can easily demonstrate this because the entire number set is included in the definition of zero. Every number is a sum. 2 equals 1 plus 1. 2 is made of two ones. 5 equals 2 plus 3. 5 contains both 2 and 3. If 2 and 3 exist, then 5 exists. And if 5 exists, then 2 and 3 exist. So what about 0? 0 equals 1 minus 1. Put differently, 0 is the sum of positive 1 and negative 1. 0 is the sum of every number and its negative. 0 is the sum of positive infinity and negative infinity. In other words, 0 contains all positive numbers and all negative numbers. This is why the symbol for 0 is the shape of an egg. It's the cosmic egg from which all of existence comes into being. This is something that's long been understood by esoteric schools. If you look back over the history of math, 0 was the subject of heated debate. Why so much fuss over a number? Muslims and Jews say that God is one. Christians say that God is 3 in 1. To say that God is 0 is heresy to them both. Ironically, atheists correctly identify God as 0 when they deny that he exists. But I don't want to get into the topic of God's non-existence for now, or whether or not and to what degree the word God is even useful. When I speak of God, I only mean mind, with a capital